Traditional risk management is focused on value protection, but really to gain the mind share of the senior stakeholders in an organization, that being the board of directors and the C-suite, it really needs to be focused on value creation as well.
Many boards are asking management, how do they understand what risks are out in their organization, how they're managing them, and what they're doing about it to take advantage of some of the risks and opportunities.
When somebody's looking at risk in an organization, they might say, well, my risk is supply chain, or my risk is R&D, or my risk is ERP implementations. But to just stop there, it gives you half of the story. But to say, instead, what about the talent implications of those? What about the tax implications of those? That's where the true power comes.
We've designed the PRISM to really demonstrate what level of responsibility persons within the organization might have.
There's the tone at the top, that's really the board of directors, which really is in place to oversee the whole risk management process. Then the next layer down is the executive management layer. In many organizations, the executive management layer hadn't had the appropriate tools to really focus on the bigger picture type risks. The final layer is who owns the risks. Those tend to be business unit owners, functional heads, and that's where a lot of the process of risk management resides. But you get into way too much detail if you're just focused at that level without the broader perspective that's driven by the top.
Starting with an industry perspective helps you identify those types of risks that are common to your sector based on the types of clients or customers you serve, the products and services you sell, the geographies in which you operate.
Bringing that industry perspective is a key element to consider what are the risks that others are experiencing and how are they responding to it.
The risk map improves risk programs by focusing on the real critical risk factors in a very structured approach.
The risk map is kind of a phase 0 to phase 1 exercise where we would like our clients really to take a step back and look and say, if I were to start with nothing, what would I come up with? Now let's look at the risk map and prioritize it. Let's look for ways to organize these thoughts.
Let's create a custom risk framework that is a really one-size-fits-one approach that works for your organization.
One of the key advantages of using the risk map operationally is to start to make decisions on how you allocate some of your resources towards managing risk. The key to success from a risk intelligence perspective is to translate what you learn by looking at a risk map, by going through a risk assessment, into action within your organization.
When we speak with boards and with executives, the challenge is really having a consistent, effective process that's sustainable.
Thinking about risks is not a once-a-year event.
That's a lot of things to think about. What if there was one way to keep track of it all? To find out, we designed a new source of information, one you can use to explore risk from any angle. Our Risk Intelligence Prism gives you access to deep information on every facet of risk. You can examine risk by role or by process. You can examine risk at the industry level. You can also learn about the skills you'll need to have along the way. Underneath it all, there's the Risk Intelligence Map, a practical way to quickly make sense of any risk environment. Developed from decades of our combined experience helping organizations become risk intelligent, the map is a natural starting point for every discussion we have about risk. Is that everything you need to know about risk? Not by a long shot, but we think it's your best start. See for yourself and let us know what you think.